Welcome back, everyone. This is Rick from Montana Outlaw BBQ. And today for this collision series, we want to thank one of our subscribers, Rod Nixon, for subscribing or suggesting this idea for this video. So today, it's all about bacon. All these different kinds of bacon, my mind's about to explode. My God. Center cut, natural hardwood smoke. And now we have thick cut, naturally hickory smoked. And now this one, of course, is humanely raised, gluten-free, sugar-free, thick cut, smoked, uncured bacon. That's a mouthful. Thick cut, peppered, double smoked bacon. Canadian bacon. Fresh pork belly. And we also have hickory smoked, uncured turkey bacon. Well, it's looking very fast. These are shriveling up, so I'm going to guess these are fattier. This is obviously the pork belly. You can tell that's real meatier. Other than that, it's looking good. This turkey bacon looks kind of anemic. Canadian bacon, which isn't even really bacon. I like the color of this one better. It's a little more golden brown. That looks kind of nice. It's got nice color. It's really hot on this side of the pit, so it's you know, I thought my mind was going to blow up earlier when I saw the big pile of it. There's a lot of bacon here. It's all really interesting. It's not going to take very long to cook. The pork belly is going to take a little longer, but it was a lot thicker. The turkey, obviously, I don't know which part of the turkey this bacon comes from. Obviously, it's processed. All right, guys, we got it done. These are lined just like they were on the Blackstone. But let me start. If you ever do this at home, make sure you have proper ventilation. It was crazy. I mean, it cooked quick, but it got hot in here. The fumes came up. We had a crazy amount of grease from the bacon, so be careful. It was a crazy idea. If we got through it, well, it was a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see how we ended up. Like I say, these are exactly how we had them lined up in the Blackstone. Now remember that each of these cooked about the same amount of time on the Blackstone. This is number one. You can see it really shriveled up. And I don't know, you know, bacon's a very inconsistent product, so you really can't blame it on the processing necessarily. It could be just the bacon. And then going to number two, I enjoyed the color a little better. It's a little more golden brown. It doesn't seem to have shriveled up as much. Number three is probably my favorite of all of them. It still kept its integrity. It looks almost the same as it went in. This looks like it's gonna be a very nice piece of bacon to eat. Of course, this is the pork belly. You can tell it's a pork belly. The color is good. I know this is gonna be good. This would be this number 5. Again, it kind of shriveled up. but it's hard to tell. Here we got the turkey bacon, obviously. Like I said earlier, I don't know what part of the turkey this came from. I'm probably better off not knowing. And then of course we have the Canadian bacon, which is funny. It's even called bacon because it comes from the pork loin. It doesn't even come like from the same part of the hog as all the rest of these do, but it is Canadian bacon, so we put it on our list. So there's my rough idea of how it all cooked out. It all cooked up very similar, very quickly. I don't think we cooked them all or totally for more than 5 minutes, but it was great. If we're going to consider the value of bacon, everybody knows bacon's expensive. I don't want to get it, it's just very expensive. So you want to take in consideration, obviously there's a lot less waste or shrinkage with the turkey bacon. That's a plus. I know turkey bacon is healthier for you. So if it's a concern, a value, we don't know what it's going to taste like yet, but probably a great value. Obviously there's not much shrinkage with the Canadian bacon. Pork belly, probably it's uncured. It's probably, I'm not sure exactly how much it is compared to the other ones, but you get a lot of value there. So you want to take in consideration the costs and compare it that way. Some of these were store brands, some of them were national brands, which obviously will affect the price as well. All that's left now is to taste it and see if there's a big difference in any of them. Start with number one. It's got a nice smoky flavor, chewy, it's enjoyable, it tastes like bacon. Moving on to number two. That one's very crispy. So, however, again, this is number two. I'm not a fan. If you like crisp bacon, you probably like that just fine. To me, I'm not a fan. Number three. Number three, it's very chewy, very good. So it's very good, very pork flavoring, tasting very, I can taste the pork. We'll move on to this one, which I know is the pork belly. Now this one, because it's pork belly, this is like, pork belly is the premium with the bacon. They take what doesn't make pork belly and they make bacon. So you know this is gonna be good. It's a lot leaner, chewier, tastes like pork. It's amazing. I always love pork belly. Now we're on to number five. Okay, this is turkey, really thin, obviously processed. Obviously artificially flavored, just very sweet. Some of that sweet hickory flavor. I mean, it's not bacon. I mean, it's a substitute, excuse me. And that is all it is. I mean, it's not awful. I mean, it's good. It's probably healthy for you, but it's not bacon. Okay, this one, it's got a little more smoky flavor. It's good, chewy, so it was lean, so it didn't shrink down as much. It's a very good piece of bacon. It's a center cut bacon, which means it would have the best cut. So that's the reason why it eats better. It's also probably the most expensive of the group. You can taste a little bit of the wood smoke flavor on this. So obviously this sample was treated and cured with smoke. I can taste a little bit of the smoke because obviously we're not picking up any smoke in the Blackstone. Very good piece, like I said. This was a center cut bacon, which probably you have the best part of this bacon area, and is probably the most expensive cut. So again, sometimes you get what you pay for. And last, we have the Canadian bacon. And this is uncured Canadian bacon. Most often you see this on a pizza or an egg McMuffin. Again, this comes from, this comes from the very end of the pork loin. All the rest come from the pork belly area. This comes from a completely different part of the hog. So it's different. I mean, the texture is different. Very, very lean. It's great, but it's not bacon, it's Canadian bacon. So it's not the same. So to recap, of the real bacons, we'll disregard these two because they're not really bacon. The pork belly obviously is the best. I mean, it's the thicker cut, it's the leaner piece, it's great. The center cut would probably be my second choice. Again, this is a premium cut, the center cut of the bacon, so that's obviously going to be the best choice. And then the rest of them are the same. So I don't know if you're cooking with bacon, unless it's the main focus of the dish, any of the beans you were cooking or any of the other type of items, for me, I would go for the value. On this particular item, number 2, which is the Greenfield, their big claim to fame was humanely raised, or basically organic bacon. Watching it and cooking, it cooked very fast. It burnt very quickly. Didn't have the fat content. That's why it's so crispy. If those factors are important to you and you like crispy bacon, this is definitely an option for you. If it's not, if you're not really concerned about those issues, then you might want to move into the other ones. Taking the monetary size out of it is just what you're comfortable with. Like I say, this one, Smithfield Hickory Smoked, which is a name brand. It should have been better than it was, but you see how crispy it is. This one, I believe, is a signature store brand pepper. And you see that makes a big difference on these bacon samples too. The thick cut compared to the thin cut, you can see them right there. The difference between the thin cut and the thick cut, your thin cut gets burned very much quicker. The thicker cut stays chewy and keeps its consistency. So it'd be my recommendation, always go to the thickest cut of bacon you can find, which is why the pork belly stays tender, and because it's probably the thickest of them all. So those are things to consider. Consider the thickness of it, consider the makeup of it, and draw your own conclusions. But bacon is a staple in barbecue. This was a crazy day. This was a crazy experience, but thank you for watching. If you have any other suggestions for our collision series, just leave us a comment. We're looking at it. Hey, I would suggest don't try this at home. This was a mess. So anyway, have a good time. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching our videos. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not, please subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell, and watch us on other social medias as well. But thank you so much for being part of Montana Outlaw BBQ. And I want to give a shout out to Rod Nixon, who suggested this video. If you have any suggestions, make sure you leave in comments. Thank you, Rod. It was crazy. Thanks again. This is Rick from Montana Outlaw BBQ. We'll see you next time.